Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It has definitely been a while. Probably by the time you're watching this video, it's not so far from the previous video that I posted, but it's been like almost 3 weeks that I haven't sat down and filmed. So it's been a while for me. I hope you're doing good, and today we are going to be doing yet another swatching on my lips. So I was very much inspired to do this video because of a lipstick in particular, or really two lipsticks that I recently purchased from Eldridge. Randomly, I went to the website to buy her new lip balm and I started browsing, ended up with two new ones. One of them a velvet lipstick and one of them the Insanely Saturated. So I picked Strawberry Shock, which my previous video, I'm pretty sure I used this lipstick. It was the inspiration behind a summer look. But then I also picked up Velvet Pompadour. So today we're gonna be swatching 9 lipsticks on my lips that to me scream summer. We're definitely in the middle of summer, getting closer by the day to the fall, which I cannot wait for the weather to not be as hot, although this year hasn't been too bad here for me in Texas. But anyway, enough of the chit chat. Let's begin the swatching, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe. It is super easy. Just hit the little subscribe button down below. And thank you so much for watching, for being here, for subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. Let's get right into the swatches. Let's begin because I have 9 lipsticks here that I want to share with you. Swatch on the lips, on my arm, so it's gonna take a long time. The very first one is the one that I had on the first clip. So this is going to be Je ne sais quoi. This is from the Satin formula, which Lisa called the Luxuriously Lucent. I have 3 of each category of her different formulas, starting with Insanely Saturated. Then we're gonna move to the Velvet formula, which is one of her mattes, and then we're gonna be finishing with the, what's the name of this? Insanely Saturated lipsticks, which is another matte formula. So for the first one, let's do Je ne sais quoi. I wanted to pick different shades. I know I was talking about lips that I love for summer, so some of these are going to be very bold, and some of this, like Je ne sais quoi, is more like bright lips that are, to me, they're very perfect for summer, but they're at the same time muted. So this is like a very bright lip, but it's not bold. That's probably a better way of putting it. So anyway, let's go ahead and swatch it. I have nothing on my lips, so we're starting with a blank canvas, no lip liner, just a little bit of Burt's Bees that I'm gonna be applying and removing between swatches. This is one of my favorite satin formulas that I own. It is very pretty. And here is Je ne sais quoi by Eldridge. I'm gonna swatch them on the back of my hand. I think that'll be the best way. It's gonna be 9 swatches, so they're not gonna be perfect. But my swatches are really never perfect. So number 1 is Je ne sais quoi. So here we go. Next to the lips, the swatch, and then the lipstick. Let's move on to our red lip, and this is Atomic Cherry. This is a very pretty, very forgiving red lip. So if you never really wear red lip, but you want to start, I feel like this is such a good starter, a good starting point, because it is red, but it's very easy to wear, and it gives you that beautiful shade without being too much. Red lip can be pretty intense at times. So let's go ahead and swatch Atomic Cherry. You still have that hint of red because it is a red lip, but in a very subtle way. How pretty is this? And I've noticed on myself that I don't like very intense reds that are satin. So if it's going to be a very opaque or very darker red, I rather go for a matte formula. Very rarely do I like a glossy red lip, but this is a satin formula and it's not in your face red, so I think it's just the perfect amount of shine for me to be comfortable with it and absolutely love it. I think this is such a pretty spring summer lipstick. Of course, that's why I picked it for this video, but here we have Atomic Cherry on the lips. And now I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it on the back of my hand. So this is a very pretty red. It doesn't seem so different, I feel, on the back of my hand, but I feel like on the lips, you can definitely see this one way more red than Je ne sais quoi, but both in a more subtle, but at the same time, bright way. I don't know how to describe it. This formula is just beautiful. But anyway, here they are, the three of them together. Let's move on now with the last of the luxuriously luxurious formula. And we have up next Wonder Wheel. I think this was released 2 years ago, maybe 3 if I'm not mistaken. It's like a, I don't know, I think I would call this like a reddish pink. I would think, I'm not entirely sure how to describe on the website. I'm not really gonna be reading all these descriptions because it'll take me forever. And this video is already gonna be long as is. So let's go ahead and swatch it on the lips. And again, this is Wonder Wheel. Let's swatch it next to the other 3 shades. Honestly, they're not gonna look super different. They are satin formulas, so they're not going to be, I guess, super different, especially comparing them if these were matte formulas, because they're not as pigmented, but they are different enough, at least in my eyes. I think if I had to pick one of these, like just recommend one out of these 3, I personally love Je ne sais quoi. It's my absolute favorite. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they're like different enough? I think that on the lips, with the different kind of makeup, they definitely look different. But, I don't know. We shall see what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. Let's move on with the next formula, which is going to be our Velvet formula. Before we move on with the Velvets, I wanted to show the lipsticks side by side. So here we have Je ne sais quoi, the very first one I swatched, and the one that is in the intro of the video. Then we have Atomic Cherry in the middle, and then lastly we have Wonder Wheel. Just to give you a better look at them side by side. Let's move on with the Velvets. So this I have to be careful because it is broke. So we've got beautiful Velvet Morning. I absolutely love this shade. I recently rediscovered it because I'm swatching my full Lisa Eldridge collection over on my TikTok, and I recently used this one, and oh my god, is it beautiful. And then in the middle I went for Velvet Pompadour, one of my newest ones, and then the very last one is Velvet Carnival. Also very summery, very bright. These are definitely gonna be more of that bold lip. I think I have maybe even a little too much makeup for what I would like whenever I'm rocking like this very bold lip. I would probably have nothing on my eyes, very simple on the cheeks, but I don't know why I went for this makeup, but we did. So let's begin with Carnival. This is a very intense, beautiful, bold, purpley tone lipstick. How pretty is that? How stunning is Velvet Carnival? It's so pretty. It makes your face feel and look so much more alive and almost rejuvenated. This color is just perfect. Literally reminds me of the name Carnival, of just a summer night, enjoying the day at the carnival, just having a good time. It's just so bright, so youthful. Oh my goodness, this is such a good one. I need to remind myself to wear this more because it is very stunning. So here is Velvet Carnival on the lips. Moving forward, my lips are definitely gonna be stained, so I wanted to group the shades as close to each other as I could. So I think the next one would be Velvet Pompadour. It's a little bit more on the purpley undertone, comparing it to Velvet Morning, which is going to be the last one from this category. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it. This is one of my new ones, and this is such a delicious, beautiful shade. I really love it. I cannot believe I waited so long to have it. I think this was released last year, and I skipped it. I used to buy every single one whenever they were released, but the latest collections have included more and more shades every time she releases something. So I stopped myself, and I just get the very ones that attract me the most, and usually that'll be like 3 or 4, not like the entire 6 or 7 that she releases. But anyway, this is stunning and probably is going to become one of my favorites. It's bold, but it's not too bold, if that makes sense. let's go ahead and try Velvet Pompadour. Seriously stunning. I really love this lipstick. I'm so glad that I added it to my collection. So here we have Velvet Pompadour on the lips. I'm going to swatch them all at once. Here is Velvet Carnival. And then let's do Velvet Pompadour next to it. I completely forgot about the hand swatches. And let's finish up, might as well, with Velvet Morning, which I'm going to swatch on my lips in just a minute. I do have to be careful with this lipstick because this is one of my broken ones. So let me show you. We've got Velvet Carnival, then we have Velvet Pompadour, which is the one on my lips right now. And then lastly, we have Velvet Morning, which is one of three of the original True Velvets that Lisa released, this being Velvet Morning, the lightest of the three. Let's now swatch the star of the show and one of the three lipsticks that started this brand. I remember whenever they came out, they sold out so fast and I was not able to get my hands around them. But whenever she re-released the three originals, of course I had to have them. And I still have them in my collection. I love them and I cherish them so, so much. So this is Velvet Morning. The most orangey I have in my collection, a red, but a red orange, the epitome of summer. I feel like whenever I'm thinking about a red lip that's gonna be perfect for summer, it's something either a pinkish red, but ultimately an orange red screams summer to me. How pretty is this lipstick? The only downside of any orange lip or any red lip that has orange undertones, it's going to be that your teeth, of course, are not gonna look as white. They're gonna pull more on the yellow side because clearly you have orange on your lips. But I mean, I don't fault the lipstick. It's just stunning. Just something to consider. And here is Velvet Morning on the lips. Let's move on with the last formula, and this is the Insanely Saturated. Same thing, I picked 3 shades, very bright, very bold. Let's begin with Rainbow Spill. I think this is also starting to break or broke, I'm not entirely sure. Haven't used it in a while, I'm not gonna lie. I don't use as many bright lips anymore. I go more for like pinkish, nudist lipsticks, but summer is a perfect time to change things around and go for that bold lip. This is definitely one of the boldest ones that I selected for today and probably one of the boldest lipsticks that I own. It almost looks, when I'm looking at the camera on the viewfinder, almost looks a bit of a neon shade. Such a beautiful pink. This literally with nothing on my face, I would envision this lipstick with like very minimal eyelash, mascara, just barely touching up my brows with a bit of clear gel. This on the lips and then the tiniest amount of blush, maybe even this like just barely touching the cheeks. I think that would be like the perfect summery bright bold combination. But anyway, here we have Rainbow Spill. Before I forget, let's swatch them on the back of my hand. So Rainbow Spill, look at how intense that is. And then we have Skyscraper Rose, which is another almost purpley tone. Very pretty. Skyscraper Rose. And then lastly, the lipstick, one of the lipsticks that inspired this video and the past one, this is Strawberry Shock. So also the back of my hand, this is definitely more of a reddish pink. So we've got Rainbow Spill, which is the one on my lips. Then we have Skyscraper Rose in the middle, and then Strawberry Shock. 2 more lipsticks and I am done. I'm talking to my own lips because they are starting to hurt a lot. So let's go ahead and try Skyscraper Rose on the lips. Swatching them back to back with the velvets, I think the Insanely Saturated is even more creamier and almost softer, less drying than the velvets. So not that the velvets are drying, but just like swatching them back to back, it kind of made me think this feels a little bit more smoother on the lips, like more, I don't know, just more smooth. So anyway, here we have Skyscraper Rose on the lips. We made it to the very last one, and this is Strawberry Shock. This is more of a reddish, pinkish lip. It's so pretty. You saw it in action. If you haven't, on my previous video, I did a summery makeup look using this lipstick, and oh my goodness, love it. Go watch that one after you are done with this one. So let's go ahead and swatch Strawberry Shock on the lips. Strawberry Shock on the lips. It is such a stunning, bright without being too bold, especially comparing it with others that we swatched today. I think this is just perfect for the summer. Even if you are just starting on bold lips, I think this is such a good pick because you can definitely amp it up or very much blot it on the lips and have that more subtle look. But anyway, Strawberry Shock on the lips. I hope you enjoyed this video. Even though it is a little bit painful on my lips to do these lip swatches, I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun just discovering my collection and looking at all the lipsticks together in one video. It's very fun for me, and I hope it's helpful for you if you were trying to pick a new summery lip, or if you didn't and now you're like, you know what? Strawberry Shock looks really good. I should give it a try. I think it's a perfect time to still go ahead and splurge in a beautiful summery lip. And I say splurge because we're not saying these lipsticks are cheap by any means. They are pretty expensive. But on my eyes, I think they're absolutely worth it. They're very beautiful. Either formula you pick, there's 3 formulas that I swatched. I love them all. They're different in their own way, but all of them I would 100% recommend. Let me know in the comments below if you have added one of this to your wish list, or if you own any of this, what are your thoughts? As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!